Hello, my name's Joyce Gibb. Thank you so much for being with me today. Today is a part of a series on detoxification. And as we've spoken about before, detoxification is not a 2-week thing. It's not a 1-month thing. It's a daily thing that your body and your liver has to deal with every single minute of every single day, day and night, etc. So today I'd like to speak about glyphosate. A lot of this information is given credit to Todd Watts and Dr. Jay Davidson from cellcorebiosciences.com. So I'd like to review a little bit of their information from their website. So there was a California couple earlier this year was awarded $86.7 million, and the judge agreed with the jury that there was evidence that the weed killer was a substantial factor in Alva and Alberta Piliad developing non-hodgkins lymphoma. The couple had been using this herbicide for more than 3 decades, so 30 years they've been using this. And according to the court, there was evidence the makers of the herbicide knew the active ingredient, glyphosate, that it was harmful. The company didn't have warnings on the product to sufficiently inform them of its health dangers, specifically cancer. This case isn't the only one. The manufacturer of this herbicide has been challenged with more than 13,000 U.S. lawsuits related to suspected cancer of this product. So is glyphosate harmful to humans? So the bad thing about glyphosate is it accumulates in the body over time. It may not only increase your cancer risk, but it can lead to other organ diseases and dysfunction. Number 1, it's always been known to bind to minerals. Long before the weed-killing effects were discovered, it can bind calcium, magnesium, iron, manganese, and other minerals in the soil, which can deprive the crops of these minerals. It also can drift from where it was sprayed, depleting nutrients in nearby fields. So this could mean fewer nutrients for the animals that eat the crops, which could limit your nutrient intake. So if the cows ate the soy and corn treated with glyphosate, then they have found that there are manganese and cobalt deficiencies with high urine glyphosate. Well, so what's manganese? Manganese is a mineral, and it's vital that makes our health to activate enzymes. What else does it do? It supports your immune system, creates antioxidants, free radicals, maintains healthy mitochondria, utilizes nutrients and produces energy, promotes healthy blood sugars, forms bone and cartilage, supports good brain function and mental health, and promotes healthy reproduction. So could possibly this herbicide damage your liver? It may hinder liver detoxification because your body produces enzymes called the cytochrome P450 system, and that helps detoxify harmful substances in your liver. Glyphosate may inhibit your ability to make these detox enzymes. There's non-fatty alcoholic liver is on the rise. For people that do not have alcoholism, they don't have diabetes, they don't have significant health problems that should make them have a fatty liver. So what is the culprit? It makes you think. So consuming this herbicide may lead to gut issues. So glyphosate interrupts it's called shikimate pathway. And that's a funny thing. Some people say shikamat, some people say shikimataki, but other weeds and other plants. So this pathway is how they produce certain amino acids. And remember, amino acids are the building block of proteins, and it makes the plants die if you don't have enough amino acids. So some of the gut microbes, the bacteria in your gut utilize this pathway. But glyphosate can actually kill off the beneficial microbes by disrupting the shikimate pathway. These chemicals act as an antibiotic, and we've known that for years that this herbicide does act as an antibiotic. It may kill off good bacteria in your gut, such as lactobacillus. So the two main families of bacteria in your gut are lactobacillus and then bifidum. And I have seen this time and time again when we do stool testing. They'll have plenty of beneficial family of bacteria called bifidum, but there will be no lactobacillus species in their gut when they consume probiotics that have this in there. So why would that happen? So lactobacillus uses manganese to protect itself from the free radical damage. But what happens? Glyphosate lowers manganese, and good gut bacteria could be damaged and die, and it's called dysbiosis. So in gut dysbiosis, harmful bacteria can grow, which can increase your risk of ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, and leaky gut. But glyphosate may be a factor in celiac disease too. A gluten allergy, glyphosate hinders the growth of gut microbiomes, and those gut microbiomes support gluten breaking down gluten. There's never an enzyme that's been developed, that our bodies haven't developed an enzyme to break down gluten. It has to be done by the gut bacteria. So another thing that may be concerning with glyphosate use, or in the soil and on the plants, etc., is your kidneys may be affected. Your kidneys filter waste products, and other toxins from your blood. And so farmers from Sri Lanka, which is in Southeast Asia, Mexico, and Central America, have a rapidly growing rate of unexplained chronic kidney disease. They're like, where's this coming from? And they are not diabetics, or not patients that drink a lot, but they're having kidney failure. So there's several reasons why there's a link between unexplained chronic kidney disease and glyphosate use in Sri Lanka. These include increase in heavy metal toxicity. Glyphosate-based herbs can commonly contain toxic heavy metals. And then there's also, you've probably heard of, a blue-green algae that can grow and contaminated waterways. And that can actually cause kidney disease too. So here's some more gut issues that can happen with this. So the algae releases toxins that you can inhale, absorb, or ingest in water, and then these toxins can cause kidney damage. Now, I know about 2 years ago, I can remember I live on the Ohio River in West Virginia, and there was a big, huge outbreak. They kept saying, the water department, do not swim in the river. Well, I don't know who would want to swim in the river anyway, but the blue-green algae was really dominant then, and they say don't swim in the river because that can cause health harm. So what does this also do? It reduces the antioxidants. Remember, antioxidants balance out oxygen-free radicals, and glyphosate depletes glutathione, and glutathione helps protect your kidneys from the toxins. So another thing that potentially can be a problem is glyphosate decreases vitamin D activity. And remember the P450 enzymes? They activate vitamin D in your kidneys. And so if it lowers the P450 enzymes, you're not going to have enough vitamin D. So another reason that glyphosate can inhibit, it can increase your risk of cancer. So the International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies glyphosate as probably, this is in quotes, carcinogenic to humans. Glyphosate exposure increases the risk of non-hodgkins lymphoma by up to 41% with longer exposure. And I know even myself, like I'd be out spraying weeds when I was younger, and you get it on your hands. Would I wash my hands right away? Probably didn't, as I should have done. But, you didn't really think that there would be any risk, or minimal risk anyway. So lab and animal studies suggest that glyphosate is also linked with several other cancers, including breast, intestines, kidneys, pancreas, skin, stomach, and thyroid glands. And because what does glyphosate do? It increases the mutation of your DNA. Glyphosate can also really cause issues with your brain and your nervous system, because the brains in your gut are connected to the brains in your, there's a gut-brain connection. So they're both connected. Anxiety disorders are on the rise. I cannot believe clinically how many people are anxious. Now we have COVID, which is a huge reason why you can have anxiety, but there's a lot of other people that have anxiety. And the glyphosate use and the increase in anxieties just followed a similar path going up. So remember we talked about lactobacillus. There's a lot of glyphosate depletes lactobacillus. But what does lactobacillus do? It produces a neurotransmitter called GABA. And GABA, glycine, and serotonin are the calming neurotransmitters. And when that's depleted, you can have anxiety. And GABA is lowered by glyphosate. So there's other nervous system links, and those can be multiple sclerosis and Parkinson's. And remember we were talking about the beginning of the talk here about fatigue. There's so many people that have fatigue. Well, fatigue has been linked with lower mitochondrial function. So what happens with mitochondria? That produces energy, and it can help fight viral infections, but glyphosate interferes with these functions and makes less ATP, adenosine triphosphate. It can also increase oxygen-free radicals, which increase inflammation. Remember, the root of almost all disease starts with inflammation. And glyphosate can also affect your heart and your arteries because heavy metals build up in the vessel wall. And remember that glyphosate can affect that, and the vessel wall can become stiff. So what can we do about all this? We have all this exposure. So what can we do? We can bind glyphosate with a product by cellcorebiosciences.com called HMET binder. It's heavy metals, environmental toxins is what HMET stands for. So I feel like we all should be taking this like every day just because of what our liver has to do to help us detoxify. And if you would like to talk about this further, please schedule a consult with me so that I can assist you on your journey to good health. And there are, things that we can do to help our liver through detoxification. Make sure you look at the other talks in the series of detoxification and let me know. I'd love to help you on your journey to better health. Thanks for listening. If you want to make sure you're getting the latest health information, click the subscribe button below and ring the bell. That way you can make sure you're not going to miss out on any of the latest information.